Dear viewers, Namaskar. In the headlines today, augmented ICU ventilator facilities at IPGI and SSH of SAIL RSP dedicated by Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, Honorable Union Minister of PNG and Steel. And sanitization continues in Steel Township of SAIL RSP.
Anti-Terrorism Day observed at Rourkela Steel Plant. And enterprising endeavors of Town Engineering Water Supply Collective to ensure uninterrupted water supply. Steel Melting Shop 1 of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant makes a dent in its long-standing history by producing SAIL hard steel in the last fiscal. Third phase of vaccination evokes enthusiastic response at all vaccination centers of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Work going on in war footing for setting up of jumbo facility having 500 oxygen beds for COVID treatment at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. And sanitization continues in different parts of Steel Township of SAIL RSP for containing spread of the second wave of COVID-19.
Now the news in detail. The augmented COVID ICU with 100 ventilator facilities for treatment of COVID patients at the Ispat Postgraduate Institute, IPGI and Super Specialty Hospital SSH of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant RSP was dedicated by Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, Honorable Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel on 20th May 2021 in presence of Mr. Fagan Singh Kulaste, Union Minister of State for Steel, Mr. Navakishore Das, Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Odisha, and Mr. Jewel Oram, Honorable MP Sundargarh through online mode. The Honorable Union Minister of PNG and Steel unveiled the e-plaque to mark the dedication of the new facilities. Ms. Soma Mandal, Chairman SAIL, all the directors and senior officers of SAIL joined the function from Corporate Office, New Delhi, while Mr. Deepak Chatra, CEO RSP, and other senior officers were present at the conference hall of the Ispat Super Specialty Hospital. Deliberating on the intensive efforts of the Government of India under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister of India to face the humongous challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic, the Honorable Union Minister of PNG and Steel said, oxygen and ventilators being two most essential requirements in the fight against the pandemic in the second wave, the augmented facilities will go a long way in providing effective treatment to the COVID patients and saving lives. Highly applauding the efforts of the steel plant and its employees for supplying the much needed liquid oxygen to different parts of the country, Mr. Pradhan said, RSP has been rendering a commendable service to the nation by rationalizing its production and consistently supplying on an average 350 to 400 tons of liquid oxygen each day all across the country. I congratulate every Rourkelite and the spirit of Rourkela for maintaining the unique name and fame of the steel city even in the new ecosystem by supplying around 10,000 tons of liquid oxygen so far. The Honorable Minister also spoke about the preparedness being carried out on a war footing to further strengthen the COVID treatment facilities, including the 500-bedded COVID hospital being set up at Sector 22 based on gaseous piped oxygen and other facilities across the district. Emphasizing upon enhanced vaccination in the district, he urged all the government agencies, PSUs and corporate houses to work together to ensure adequate testing and cent-person vaccination of the people and showcase Sundargarh as a model district in the country. Mentioning the individual contributions of the residents who have set examples with their selfless service during the pandemic, the Steel Minister exhorted everyone to contribute to the society through different means. Applauding the role of SAIL in the fight against the pandemic, Mr. Kullaste in his address said, "The accelerated rate at which SAIL provided liquid oxygen all across the country is truly commendable. We have been making every effort to augment our healthcare facilities and provide treatment to the people." Mr. Navakishore Das termed upscaling of the COVID ICU capacity as an unique step and reiterated the support of the state government in the smooth operation of the facilities. Mr. Jewel Oram thanked the Government of India and Honorable Minister of PNG and Steel for taking appropriate steps to help the region fight the deadly menace of the pandemic. At the outset, Ms. Soma Mandal, in her welcome address, deliberated upon the augmented healthcare facilities and also on the contributions of SAIL in the toughest battle of the nation against the pandemic. Mr. Deepak Chatraj, while proposing a formal vote of thanks, also expressed hope that the new facilities will provide the much-needed support in saving lives. He also conveyed special thanks to the Collector Sundargarh and authorities of the district administration for the support extended by them. Mr. Subrata Rai, Honorable MLA Raghunath Pali, Mr. Shankar Oram, Honorable MLA Birmitrapur, Dr. C.S. Rajin Ekka, Honorable MLA Rajganpur, Mr. Lakshman Munda, Honorable MLA Banai, Ms. Sushri Kusum Tete, Honorable MLA Sundargarh, Mr. Bhavani Shankar Bhoi, Honorable MLA Talsara, Mr. Nikhil Pavan Kalyan, Collector Sundargarh, Ms. Aboli Sunil Narvane, ADM Rourkela, Mr. Mukesh Kumar Bhammo, SP Rourkela. Senior officers of SAIL were amongst the dignitaries present on the occasion through different online and digital media platforms. The program witnessed participation of more than 1,000 persons. In compliance with the guidelines issued by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare on disinfection of common places and offices, issues for containing the surge of COVID-19, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant is making every effort to keep the surrounding clean and disinfected. On 20th May, Public Health Unit of the Town Engineering Department carried out disinfectant drive in Sector 7, 16, 19 and 20. In addition to this, sanitization was also carried out at 33 kV electrical substation at Sector 6, Civil and Electrical Booth Sector 6 and Community Health Center Sector 6, where large number of persons come for COVID testing and vaccination.
Anti-Terrorism Day was observed at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 21st May 2021 to mark the death anniversary of Rajiv Gandhi, former Prime Minister of India. In a program held in virtual mode, Mr. Deepak Chatraj, CEO RSP, took the Anti-Terrorism Day pledge along with other senior officers and employees. Pledge-taking ceremonies were also organized both in virtual mode as well as in physical mode, adhering to COVID-19 guidelines at various offices and departments of the plant. The pledge was taken in Odia, Hindi and English. The pledge read as, "We the people of India, having abiding faith in our country's tradition of non-violence and tolerance, hereby solemnly affirm to oppose with our strength all forms of terrorism and violence. We pledge to uphold and promote peace, social harmony and understanding among all fellow human beings and fight the forces of disruption threatening human lives and values." The enterprising employees of Town Engineering Water Supply Department have rectified several problems to ensure uninterrupted water supply to the residents of Steel Township in the last fiscal. The drinking water header at Sector 6 B block was modified to curb the problem of insufficient water supply to some of the areas of Sector 6. For the first time since inception, the sand ejector system in Intake Well 1 was revamped using in-house resources by the employees of the department. It may be noted that the Intake Well 1 with the installed capacity of 24 mgd is the major intake well, and if sand ejection stops, then raw water generation would come to a standstill. In between, the sand ejector was damaged, which was revamped and reinstalled within 10 days. The damaged 24-inch dia connecting valve between BWW Sector 8 system and low-level feeder main were also replaced. The adjustment of water pressure with the replaced dia ensured proper water supply to Sector 9, 13, 14 and parts of Sector 7 and 15. This is an important nodal connection helpful to carry water pumped from Tarkera Pump House to Brahmani Waterworks. The enterprising and enthusiastic employees of Steel Melting Shop 1 of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant have developed a number of new products and enhanced efficiency in the year 2020-21. For the first time in its history, the unit made SAIL hard steel and also HOT cut to daughter slabs and transferred to new plate mill in hood car wagons. Notably, SAIL hard steel is a high-grade, corrosion-resistant, highly durable steel used in construction, automobile industries, and in oil and natural gas industries. The employees also increased the average casting speed from 0.71 meter per minute to 0.8 meter per minute. An all-time single-day record of 27 blows and 27 casts was set by the collective, which is the highest since 1996. The department also registered the highest monthly production of 44,711 tons of crude steel in January 2021. Average heat weight was increased from 67 ton to 68.8 tons, while the all-time lowest total metal input of 1,141.4 kg per ton of crude steel was achieved in the month of February 2021. Yearly average TMI of 1,142.4 kg per ton of crude recorded in the last fiscal was also the best since inception of SMS1. In addition to this, about 3,000 tons of scraps were collected in-house and supplied to MRD to be used as melting scrap, thereby bringing about a substantial savings for the company. The third phase of vaccination at different vaccination centers of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant is evoking enthusiastic response from the residents of the steel city. Notably, vaccination is being done at designated centers, that is Ispat General Hospital, Sector 6 Health Center and Sector 22 Hospital of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, Bhanje Bhavan, Sector 19, Social Home, Sector 18 in association with the district administration. Arrangements have been made at the centers for the smooth conduct of the program in strict adherence to the COVID guidelines. Seating arrangements for the post-vaccination observation period has also been made at the places. It is worth mentioning here that the third phase of vaccination is meant for those in the age group of 18 to 44. The second dose of vaccination of the earlier phases and the first dose of the third phase are being administered at the centers. Till 19th May 2021, 29,012 shots of vaccines have been administered. Out of this, 4,830 shots have been administered to employees, while 12,298 doses have been administered to ex-employees and their dependents. Besides, 9,656 shots have also been administered to non-entitled persons. Responding to the call of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and under the guidance of Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, Honorable Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant is in the process of setting up a jumbo medical facility of 500 beds in phases with the provision of gaseous oxygen directly from the manufacturing station for treatment of COVID patients in collaboration with the state government. This will be in addition to the facilities currently available at RSP's hospitals, that is at the Ispat General Hospital and the Super Speciality Hospital. The new facility will come up at the erstwhile administrative building of fertilizer plant of RSP, for which preparations are being made on war footing. Envisaged to commence operations in the first phase by the end of this month, the Jumbo Center shall have oxygen support through dedicated gas line drawn directly from the oxygen unit of the steel plant. The facility will be helpful in providing treatment to COVID-positive patients with moderate symptoms requiring hospitalization. Notably, the two-story building is in proximity to the RSP Lind oxygen plant situated at a corner of the plant. The facility will help in relieving the extra stress on the dedicated COVID care hospital, which can focus more on treating critical COVID patients. It is also being planned to add ICU bed facilities in the Jumbo Center in the subsequent phase. Notably, RSP has adopted an integrated healthcare response to the pandemic with intensive focus on awareness, quarantine, testing, tracing, treatment, and containment. Keeping in view the surge in the COVID positive cases in the area, RSP has been focusing in expanding the health infrastructure. The virology laboratory established at IGH is doubling its capacity of testing, with which daily more than 1,000 tests are expected to be carried out in a few days. In line with the instructions and guidance of Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, Honorable Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has been taking all possible measures to combat and contain the COVID pandemic. The various initiatives in this direction include proactive sanitization, communication drives, developing treatment facilities, as well as augmenting tracing, testing, and vaccination. The Public Health Unit of the Town Engineering Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, in association with the Fire Services Department, has been actively engaged in cleaning and decontamination of residential areas and public places. In the present week, the residential areas of different sectors across the steel township was sanitized. Community centers at Sector 14, Ispat Library, Sector 19, Electrical Maintenance Booth, Sector 19, Police Station, Sector 19, CSR Office, Sector 20, and Intake Water Supply Pump House, Sector 20 were also disinfected. Massive scale cleaning and sanitization of public places of Steel Township is carried out on a war footing. It may be noted that RSP is making all-out efforts for regular cleaning and sanitizing so as to prevent the spread of the disease and to ensure health safety of the residents of the Steel Township. That's all in this edition of Rourkela News. Namaskar.